AO3 fell first, but Tumblr fell harder. You're inside AO3? The fact it's Miku Binder Jefferson too. God, fandom is beautiful. AO3 is a sexy stepmom. Does work well though. X! Get this be the cake topper. I always cry at weddings. Folks, we are gathered here today to discuss the wacky, perhaps unconventional, but nevertheless serendipitous union between AO3 and Tumblr. Two websites that, dare I say, found love in a hopeless place and made all of us collectively go, finally, it just makes sense! And they've each been through a lot, right? Like between Tumblr's turbulent relationship with Twitter, their ex. Well, I guess not their ex anymore, technically. The Tumblr x Twitter lore goes deep, between Tumblr users migrating to Twitter after the 2018 NSFW ban, and then back again after Twitter became, well, you know. The fallout from the Twipler divorce was so impactful that there's actual mythology for it. I am not joking. Tumblr's honestly had pretty bad luck in the romance game for a while now. Looking at you, Reddit, and 4chan. And AO3's health issues between maintenance and bot attacks. I'm just glad they were able to find happiness with each other. For those of you out of the loop who are looking at me like, Coley, what the f are you talking about now? Let me give a bit of background. So, during the 4th of July weekend, AO3 had what's called an integer overflow for their bookmarks, in that the site literally ran out of bookmarks. We used them all up, guys. I made a whole video about the situation going in depth, you can find it over here, but TLDR, AO3 had to go into maintenance mode on and off for a few days to rectify the issue and up the number of bookmarks. The longest outage period was like 10 hours and people were dying. Myself included, I was not prepared like an idiot. But it was good to go again on July 5th, and that was when this beautiful relationship blossomed. On Twitter, which makes this whole thing even more hilarious, Tumblr rejoiced AO3 being back online, shouting it to the masses, and someone asked them, Tumblr, are you and AO3 in some sort of relationship? And that prompted Tumblr to publicly ask AO3, again on Twitter, if they'd like to go steady, with a ring and everything. And AO3, being a bit shy and kind of embarrassed with the whole bookmark debacle that just went down, was like, well, I mean, only if when we move in together you're okay with my 15 million bookmarks. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that while this all was happening, DashCon 2 was going down in Canada. Yes, a second ball pit hit the hell site, and that, canonically, is where AO3 and Tumblr got engaged. I love how there's canon lore for this, a canon timeline too. I should make it really clear that Tumblr and AO3 aren't like literally merging between AO3's nonprofit status and Tumblr, at this point just being held together by 2 paper clips, some duct tape, and a dream. It wouldn't be feasible. This is just for fun, but it's real in our hearts and our collective fan hive brain. As for the exact when and where the nuptials took place, sources vary. I personally like to think that they went all around the world and the web, having multiple ceremonies, spreading the love, you know? I do wonder though, was this like a love at first sight situation? Were they dancing around each other for years? Was it like a right person, wrong time thing? Of course we needed a ship name, right? And there was some debate over what would roll off the tongue better, what suited them more. AO3 blurred, Tumblr 3. Tumblr staff obliged, came in, set up a poll, and we settled on tag team. It's perfect. Tagging is such an intrinsic part of both websites. It's important to them. Functional, yet sentimental. This really is taking me back to the golden age of personified websites.
Wait! Don't even start fandom blog Tumblr. But I ship you in Twitter so hard.
We also had personified countries, personified planets, now we have personified objects you can date. Maybe nature is healing. It shouldn't be a surprise given AO3 and Tumblr's user bases, I mean they're practically a circle, that a fandom has erupted around tag team with fan art, fanfics, headcanons for a ship between 2 personified websites. I feel like I'm back in 2012. There's been talk about what other websites are involved in this universe. What are AO3 and Tumblr's genders? What will their marriage look like down the road? You know, I think it's best we dive into the tags for tag team on both Tumblr and AO3 to give you a sense of what's going on with the ship itself. And right off the bat, okay, but Pinterest is totally the wedding planner, right? It just makes sense. Okay, so were you two thinking more coastal New England or redwood forest vibes? And you're getting a gazebo, right? With a chandelier inside? AO3's clapping and Tumblr's like, yeah, sounds good. It's 12 a.m. I am not okay. We got the whole lowdown here. So you see, Tumblr tweeted that AO3 was back up after an outage, and then someone responded and asked if Tumblr and AO3 were like in a relationship or something. That led Tumblr to basically propose marriage to AO3 right then and there, and AO3 actually said yes, and now their ship name is Tag Team, and there's so much fan art and people are writing fics, and we're just all really happy for them, you know? Oh, I love their outfits. From Twitter to AO3, Tumblr is healing. I need to draw some nasty art of them. Dude, I cannot get over their clothes here. The little cat ears for Tumblr with the flowers, is that a flower crown reference? And the blaze icon on Tumblr's vest. Of course, the Destiel forecast meme is here. I love you. The Hell Site and the fanfic archive are in a romantic relationship. Maybe Destiel is Tag Team's always. It means a lot to both of them, being the top ship of all time on AO3 and practically living on Tumblr. Tumblr as the loud, alt, gender non-conforming nerd with colored hair, a ton of pride pins, and lots of merch. AO3 as the quiet, unassuming book nerd that's secretly freaky as f***. Does anyone else see my vision? I see you. I see you. What if I just did? What sort of relationship is Tag Team? Honestly, they're probably something else entirely. They're like eldritch beings that way. They transcend labels. I adore this piece so much. All the little kudos on Eve, AO3, AO3 Eve, and Wally as Tumblr. This is so adorable. Tumblr will always be there for AO3 whenever AO3 just needs time to work on themselves, you know? This is so wholesome. They probably have the freakiest sex known to man, but outside the bedroom, they're sweet as pie. You can kiss 100 apps in bars. Twitter didn't take the divorce well. That's an understatement. I made angst about apps. It's 2 in the morning and I'm drawing an app being a clingy ex. A clingy ex! Error. There was an error processing a request. Is this what it feels like to have your spouse down? 5 times AO3 was down for maintenance and 1 time Tumblr was. What happens next will shock you! AO3 and Tumblr are women. AO3 and Tumblr are men. AO3 and Tumblr are non-binary. Stop. All of you are wrong. They're both gender fluid and they can be whatever the they want to be. They can be gays. They can be lesbians. They can be straight. They can be whatever the hell they want. Edit. Yes, this was also implying they can change their physical forms like shapeshifters to accommodate for whatever gender they want to be. I guess there were some people who didn't like this post, which par for the course Tumblr. Tumblr and AO3 are like angels, divine messengers of God's will who are kind of incorporeal, associated heavily with light, and are also ambiguously gendered. This. I like this. This would be my ideal state of being, honestly. Also, Twitter/X is Lucifer in this analogy. This goes deep. AO3 org on Tumblr. I'm sure she is. I am so sorry. Tag Team, but with chronically ill librarian AO3 who is completely ignorant to Tumblr pining after them. Tag Team, but with Tumblr thinking AO3 is completely innocent but then finds out about, well, you know. Tag Team, but with AO3 and Tumblr being gender fluid and agender respectively. I like that too. AO3 and Tumblr can never go down for maintenance at the same time because there would be no one to watch their children, us, the users, and there's too many of us to hire a babysitter. When AO3 goes down, Tumblr gets emergency custody of the kids! What website would be the babysitter in this scenario? TikTok's like the hip young babysitter that's maybe a bit of a bad influence, and Wattpad, maybe it's like the overly affectionate babysitter that kind of cringes the kids out. AO3 and Tumblr, is it Yuri or is it Yaoi? I'm leaning more towards Yuri for this one. Yeah! Oh! Oh, not the explicit earrings. The fact my eyes were immediately drawn there can tell you a lot about me. Oh my lord. Oh my lord! Jesus, take the wheel! Tumblr's so happy to be here. It should have been me, not her! So we all can agree that AO3 is the top. Yes, yes. It may look like the contrary on the outside, but real tag team shippers know. IDK if this violates the guidelines. Well, on AO3 it wouldn't. So you know how AO3 is a non-profit and Tumblr is owned? Do you think that in lore this translates to Tumblr being bound by the gods and AO3 resisting them? Imagine AO3 promising Tumblr that she'll free him one day. This really is taking angelic beings to a whole new level. AO3 and Tumblr are in love? Always have been. Love wins! Tumblr and AO3, me and the bad I pulled by being autistic, only we're both autistic. Oh, and that is how I met your mother. Tumblr and AO3 gives me the vibes of we were best friends for a very long time and have always been compatible, but you, Tumblr, had a bunch of relationships and needed time for yourself, and I was more than happy to enjoy life as your friend by your side until you surprised me by making the first move. Oh, that's one of my favorite tropes. Oh, we got a fanfic. So, AO3 grinned, their nerves buzzing. There's only one bed. Tumblr didn't waste any time in shoving them onto it, straddling their hips. Seems there is. They couldn't help but notice the empty space in their 2-twin hotel room and the suspicious burn mark on the open floor. Wait, why is there only one? Shut up and kiss me! Tumblr ran their hands over AO3's frame, taking in and admiring it. This is a crack fic, okay? Well, at least they're self-aware, right? AO3 turned their head away a moment, embarrassed under the gaze and touch. Stop looking at me like that. I know you don't mean it. Don't mean what? They took AO3's hand into their own and kissed up it. I know I've got a reputation and, well, being in this bed right now isn't really helping that. They couldn't help but snort. Tumblr smiled. AO3 continued. But with all those bookmarks, I know I've gotten big, and you don't think I'd want you because you've got some extra fat on your bones? Tumblr asked bluntly. Some is understating it. I love you, AO3. Tumblr looked right in their eyes. No matter how big you get, no matter how many times you even go down, you're mine. Oh, an adorable red blush spread over their cheeks. AO3 can go down on someone else if you know what I'm saying. Ayo! Why am I being possessed by frat boy energy all of a sudden? Thank you. Thank you so much for the food, Chicken Soup 1025. Chicken soup for the soul. Oh my god, drift profile pic spotted. You know how Tumblr and AO3 got married? You know how it's a joke ship? Maybe to you, not to me. Yeah, so somehow my ADHD brain got so hyperfixated on it that I somehow made lore. Basically, AO3 is known as... Sorry. Magnus Archives brain rot. Woo! AO3 was spawned in this backrooms-like world that is his massive library of whatever amount of books they said they had. Oh, where am I? After they spawn in, they realize they have no memory of the past. The only thing they have is a bag and the orb of light that hangs over their head as a way to let... This sounds like a really cool, indie horror game. The library is filled with consumers or readers, but I think consumers sounds scarier. We can call them readers when they actually read. When AO3 first comes across one of these consumers, their first instinct is to protect themselves by grabbing a book and threatening to hit the consumer. However, instead of the consumer attacking AO3, AO3 discovers that the books, or fics, fascinate the consumers. The consumer, when faced with the fics, seemed to be much more docile. Anywho, later, AO3 discovers that they were a bit off. In order to find and keep the consumer's readers happy, he must find their fandom's fics and hand them to them. Okay. When AO3 gets the hang of their job, they find that they enjoy doing it. They enjoy making these consumers, no, readers, happy. They enjoy making the readers happy. Later on, after a while, they stumble upon the edge of their library and find that they can leave to other backroom-like spaces, one being Twitter's. Twitter, though, in more current times, has been going through this corruption. It has AO3 and other apps concerned and ready to distance themselves, but mostly they miss who Twitter used to be, or at least some of who they used to be. Ooh. Once AO3 enters, they stumble across someone already with Twitter, someone familiar, someone they feel like they know from somewhere, but they're not sure from where. Oh my gosh! That is such a great lore-accurate Tumblr, dude. Oh my god! Bro! Holy shit! I f***ing love this AU. I f***ing love spooky, heartfelt shit like this, with great designs to boot. Oh my goodness. I'm getting Grell Sutcliffe vibes from The Archivist. This is their canon design in my head now. It's official. The fact that AO3 had to be taken down for Tumblr to finally realize that they were meant to be. AO3 fell first, but Tumblr fell harder. Ah! Hell yeah, brother! Tumblr cannot function without AO3, and AO3 cannot function without Tumblr. Such a beautiful love story, and waiting for the fanfic. You called this 2 years ago? Jesus, okay, Apollo dodgeball victim. Can't believe I'm witnessing Tumblr being shipped with AO3 in real time. What a time to be alive. Lads, what are you doing here? What if we held hands? What if we kissed? What if there was only one bed? What if we were enemies who then became lovers? What if we were best friends who lost touch and later found each other again on opposite sides of a battle, but only recognized each other after a long and brutal fight where one of our masks was ripped off and we were forced to see what we both become, and with the last of our strengths we crawled towards each other and lay together watching the sunset one final time? I mean, what if we cuddled? Yet another Destiel. It's your turn to say yes next, Dean. Hey everybody, we're together now. Now? Then what the f was all that you've been doing for the past 10 years? That's what I've been saying. Lads, what are you doing here? This man is tormenting me. Stop it. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised Tumblr x AO3 took so long. Like, it's probably one of the most obvious site ships, and yet y'all are only just getting on it. What the f is wrong with you people? You're falling off. Needless to say, I'm disappointed. It was a slow burn, okay? We had to go through years of pining, yearning, and longing to get here, and it's so much more satisfying because of it. Another Destiel meme, Jesus Christ. I love you. AO3 and Tumblr are being shipped together. How many more of these will we collect? Honestly, I didn't expect much in 2025, but AO3 and Tumblr being a thing, honestly, congratulations. Yes, Tumblr has to deal with AO3's 15 million fics in their archive, but what about AO3 dealing with the Tumblr users? Hordes of us following them around like little gremlins. Like that one annoying cousin at the family reunion who just won't leave you alone. We come with a marriage and there's no stopping our incessant yapping. Sorry, not sorry. Newfound family, adopted parents. Love you. I'm imagining that the Tumblr users are like the minions and AO3 are the evil bosses. Oh my goodness, that's perfect. Tumblr divorced Twitter and then married AO3. Now that's what we call moving up. Growth. Wow, you were on AO3 too? Worse. You're inside AO3? The fact it's Miku Binder Jefferson too. God, fandom is beautiful. The whole AO3 and Tumblr are our parents thing is especially great considering the you've already left kudos here. We are the petulant children who want more than one cookie and AO3 is saying no. Nah. If you use Tumblr but not AO3, congrats on the new step-parent site. AO3 would like to play catch with you in hopes of bonding. They keep talking about found family tropes. AO3 is a sexy stepmom. Does work well though. AO3 is chronically ill/disabled and whenever AO3 is down or having maintenance, it's a flare-up and Tumblr helps take care of it. I demand more domestic tag team. I think Tumblr confessed first after the DDoS attack on AO3 because that's when they realized they were terrified of losing AO3 and how much AO3 meant to them. And they've been keeping it quiet since then. Oh, Tumblr, sorry, but I'm not in any condition to open up the servers right now. Shut up. Do you really think I'm only here because of the servers? AO3, I could have lost you. Look, I know I have a reputation for being flighty and my past relationships weren't exactly healthy, but I don't know what I would do if you were to just disappear. So don't worry about the servers. I love you. I love you more than I've ever loved anyone before. Just focus on getting better. I'll take care of the rest. They're so cute together. It's the iconic butterfly pose. God, I love the internet. You are Ari. Tumblr is so self-assured. X! Do you want to go study? Okay, this art though, it's like a folk album cover. Y'all are crushing the outfits for their designs. They're wives, Your Honor. Congratulations, Tumblr and AO3 on your wedding. Look at this, be the cake topper. Oh my goodness. Dude, this is so cute. I love how AO3 always has like the sexy librarian look and then Tumblr is like 2000s mall rat, you know? Meet cute or meet awkward. Huh, cool library. Hello? Yo, wait, why AO3 kinda... May I help you with something? Oh no, thank you. I'm just looking at you. Sir, are you okay? What are those sparkles coming from? Am I the only one seeing these? Yeah. Holy hell, dude. There's a part 2 and 3. Oh my god. So you're a museum curator, huh? What type of works do you display? Oh, classy stuff, I promise. You know, it's nothing special. You can tell me. I really can't judge you for much. And this is why they're birds of a feather. Toe lactation. Wait a sec. What else have we got? Amish, AU, bathing in ketchup. It's pee. Platonic vor. Andrew ate Empreg. Nice. A wee bit of cannibalism. Not safe for pants. Foes to hose. Fondue my titty bread. Erotic cake tasting and dust eating. 2. And then the third part. Thanks for offering to help. I wasn't expecting such a large shipment of new stories on such short notice. Of course. Should I start with this pile? By all means. I'll be over here if you need me. I'll have to set up another bookshelf for these. Tag team, tag team, tag team, tag team. Never heard of this one before. I guess I should take a look. AO3, are you a... Oh! They turn into biblically accurate angels when they get flustered. I was born in the wrong reality, damn it. Their websites, I kind of view them as shapeshifters. Go with the vibes, be free. And you know, this is the perfect segue into the AO3 tag. Okay, there are currently 43 fics for tag team on AO3. Quesadilla, AO3 gets hit by a DDoS attack and Tumblr is scared. Both Wattpad and fanfiction.net make appearances. You know, I feel like fanfiction.net is kind of like the older aunt who's constantly smoking cigarettes. She's got some health problems. Some people don't even know she's still alive, but she's hanging in there. She's got a glass of red in one hand and is like, yeah, I still have your favorite Sasunaru fic from middle school. You want to read it? Okay, rating-wise, the most popular rating is general. Kind of surprising, not gonna lie. And then teen and up, not rated, explicit, and mature. Only 5 smutty fics. I guess it does take some willpower to figure out how sex would work between 2 websites. Categories, other, okay, makes sense. And then female, multi, male, and female. Fandoms, we've got internet and social media, anthropomorphic, fandom, original work, Gravity Falls. Is there a Gravity Falls crossover? Computers and software, anthropomorphic, evolution, SMP, Hermitcraft SMP, Empires SMP. Who brought the Minecraft here? And then pressure from Roblox and Dandy's World from Roblox. Who brought the Roblox here? Characters, we've got Tumblr, AO3, Twitter, Wattpad, Pinterest, Reddit, YouTube, fanfiction.net, Instagram, and Spotify. The whole peanut gallery is here. Why do I kind of picture Wattpad having a Valley Girl accent? It's like, yeah, AO3 and I are like super close. Oh, TikTok's not here. That's interesting. For relationships, AO3 and Tumblr, of course, and then Tumblr and Twitter. Wee woo, toxic relationship. Reddit and Tumblr. Tumblr! All of your exes are coming to the party. And then Reddit and Tumblr platonically, Tumblr and Twitter platonically, AO3 and Twitter platonically, AO3 and Tumblr and Wattpad platonically, AO3 and AO3 users platonically, Wattpad and Webtoon. Wait, those two are canonically married. I totally forgot. And Fox News and Twitter! That's the real toxic relationship. Oh my god. Twitter, you've never been the same since you've been hanging around them too much. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this little tag team adventure. What are your thoughts on the ship, and what other website should be shipped together for that matter? Do you see yourself more as an AO3 or as a Tumblr? If AO3 and Tumblr can find a weird sort of love, then so can I, damn it. And if you have any headcanons or lore you want to add to this, then go ahead and drop it all in the comments. Let's get at least 100 fics for tag team on AO3 by the end of the summer. As always, if you want to see more fandom, fanfiction, and fan culture-esque videos from yours truly, then feel free to subscribe. And if you want to check out my fanfiction recommendation spreadsheet with over 1,000 fanfics on there, as well as watch exclusive videos you can't find on my channel, then head on over to my Patreon or YouTube memberships. Thank you all so much again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
안녕.